Hey guys, welcome back to Becoming a JC. If you are new, welcome. If you're returning, what's up, squad? This video, as you can tell from the title, is gonna be all about the thing no one wants to really talk about or explain, which is valid because why should we have to explain? But I think it's a worthy conversation. Now, pricing as a spiritualist, pricing our time, talents, and gifts. It's difficult. It's hard. We want to be accessible to as many people as possible, but we also have bills to pay and we also have lives just like you guys do. So it becomes a little bit taxing on our energy to constantly have to explain why our spiritual insight, knowledge, and what we do, we should be paid for it. I mean, I feel like it should be self explanatory, just like if you go to the doctor, it's not for free. If you go to a psychologist, it's not for free. If you go to the grocery store to buy something, the food is not free because it's all energy, it's all services, and everything has a price online, and so do our gifts and talents. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity to do this video as I'm getting ready to do 2 clients packages, and today, just for an example, I'm going to be talking about my pricing for cord cutting and that type of release ceremony with me. So yeah, stick around and let's get into it. So I know by now y'all probably like, sis, how much this cost that you had to talk about it? We're gonna get into it, but before I do, comment down below how much you think this type of ceremony costs. And I'm gonna run down what my cord cutting is like. Not the ones you see on TikTok, not the ones that you probably heard about, but what I do. So what I do is I start off with a cleansing. All right. So it's not just, lighting the 2 candles and watching the cord cut. It's a little bit more. First things first, you receive a whole spiritual bath. You receive a spiritual bath kit, and that's the first thing that you're going to do. After that is when the cord cutting happens. So we will sit, we will meditate. I will pull some cards. You will set up the candles and everything that comes with the kit that has been provided for you. I will guide you. I guide you through, the tying of the cords, writing your intentions, how to focus your energy. And we sit for about, let's say about 2.5 to 3 hours it can go up to for these type of ceremonies that we do with the meditation and, finding out what it is that you need to know and, just going through the whole process. After that, I am also doing work on my end. I am cleansing and clearing the energy for you guys energetically, as well as having physical representations of each energy and clearing the cord. For some people, depending on who you are, if you've been dealing with someone who's like also a spiritualist or someone who has attachments to them, I extract I extract any lower vibration or any lower vibrational entity that is attached to this connection. I remove that, I cleanse that, and I send it somewhere else. After that, okay, because we're not done there, after that, you do receive a second bath, which you take, which is going to be your rebirth and your rejuvenation, just to replenish your energy, as well as give you that strength and courage moving forward, because the cord cutting is never easy afterwards. So it strengthens you. You also receive an oil that is that's special to your energy. So mind you, before I even go any further, there's a whole consultation type of process that happens, whether it's through text message or we talk on the phone, whatever it may be. There's a little bit of a consultation before all of this even gets started. But yeah, then you will do your rejuvenation bath, and you also will get a 3 to 7 day candle that helps you. And on my end, I also do protection work for you in the process. So with all of that being said, Not only that, the supplies, as well as the time it takes to make and create all these products, as well as the time that I spend with you, which is about 2 to 3 hours, depending on how the cord cutting ceremony goes, and then also time that I'm spending by myself to do your protection work. And yeah, it sounds like a lot, eh? Because it is. How much do you guys think that all of that costs? Comment down below. 777. Yes, I said 777. Okay. All right, I'm going to explain to you why it's 777. Okay, number one, I love the number seven because it is like the ultimate removal of blockages number. It's divine intervention, you know, and it's times by three. I love threes because that's my body and spirit, your physical, your emotional, spiritual, all in one. So now let me break it down for you. Okay, the 777. Now I ran down everything that I make. All right, mind you, I make this by myself. I go get the stuff myself. I do it myself. There's no we. There's me. I. Okay. So I go do all the shopping. That in itself, that's the second thing I do, because first I have to spend time meditating, reflecting, and like picking herbs that are attuned to your energy and what you need in this entire process. I'm not just making two candles, I'm making a whole lot more. Okay, because I'm making two baths, I'm making candles that go with your baths, I'm making your 7 day candle, I'm making your cord cutting candles, I'm making candles to reinforce that. I also have my own candles that I got to do for your protection, the extraction, and all of that. It's a whole lot of things. All right, it's a whole lot of things that I have to create. First I have to create it, and then I have to make it, and then I have to guide this energy alchemically. All right, it's a lot. So, first and foremost, a typical price range of all the products that are needed, because I no longer just buy things and have it in storage, because I used to do that, spend hundreds of dollars, have things in storage, make things, but for some reason people are where they're at. Like, it's not a me thing anymore. I used to be like, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to do this. Maybe people don't like my products, people don't like me, but it's not me. It's just the fact that a lot of people are not ready for this type of energy. Okay, they're not ready to like really dive in. But anyway, I digress. Let me get back on track. So a typical bill after buying all your products usually comes to about 250 total. All right, it comes to about $250, and that's just to get your supplies and get everything that I need to create and make your stuff, to make your kit, to make the whole experience. Um, and then after that, shipping typically costs about $60 depending on where it's going, because it's a big package. Okay, it's not no little box. Like I said, it's not just a you pay me and I do it. You get your stuff and we do it together. I dress everything for you. I carve everything for you. And that's another thing with my candles. It's not just rubbing oil on it. I'm sprinkling the herbs. Like, I take time and I carve your candles too. Okay, I carve your candles too. So that takes a lot of time. Now, how long does it take to make all of this stuff? You guys are going to see in this video. I'm not going to show you the things that I make, just because I do want to keep my clients' packages sacred. So I'm not going to show you exactly what I make or like how I do it, but I'm going to timestamp and let you guys know how long this whole thing takes. So it's already taken about, I want to say we're already about at an hour and a half, like give or take, for both, like 30 minutes on each meditation and figuring out what I need, and then about 30 minutes to do the shopping for both. All right, so that's already an hour and a half we're into this process, and you guys are going to see how long it takes to make the packages. Like I told you guys, it takes about 2.5 hours to 3 hours, depending on the workings that I sit with you guys. We sit via Zoom, and we do it together. So that takes about 2.5 hours to three. Let's just say 3 hours. So we're already at 4 hours and a half of time and energy. The time that I sit doing the stuff that I do for you guys on the other end, that takes about another 4 hours because I have to prepare those things. I have to cleanse myself. I have to cleanse my space. So that's about another 4 to 5 hours doing that work. So now we're at like what? We're at 9 hours. Um, we're at 9 hours into the process of this all. And yeah, let's just say it's about a 10-hour ceremony, a 10-hour total thing that we do. That's 10 hours of time. Now, I done brought my prices down again on my website. So I'm just going to go by, if let's just say this was just doing a reading, um, how much it would how much those 10 hours would be just doing a reading with you guys. I brought my prices down again. So an hour session with me is $155. So we're looking at 10 hours of energy and work that we're doing in total. Um, so that's about $1,550 in time. Okay, and that's me bringing my time and energy down because it was 222 for an hour with me, but I brought it down again because again, we're going to talk about that too, the battle of what is an ethical price and pricing your energy, because the energy and gifts that we have are priceless. Um, but we have to put a ball mark on it. Like, how do we feel after spending an hour with someone, or, how tired I am? How much time does it take away from my day to day life after doing a reading with someone for an hour? All those factors go into this. So, aside from like the products being, or like buying your supplies costing about $250. And again, these videos are going to get better because I wish I could have like a breakdown, like right here or right here on the screen for you guys, but I'll add a tile to like show you guys what the pricing looks like. It would, for me to just sit and talk to someone for 10 hours, it would be $1,550. But we're not just talking. I'm not just sitting here pulling cards. I'm playing an energy that, it's not the best place to be, especially if you're dealing with like entities and, attachments and karmic contracts. Like, basically calling this energy into myself to transmute this energy for you guys. It's expensive. All right. So that's like a little breakdown for you guys. But I only charge 777. Now that you guys know all the information and everything that goes into it, would you ask somebody, why does it cost so much? Would you ask somebody that? I feel like people only question these things, or they only fight these prices because they don't know what goes into it. And then also, rightfully so, there's some people who have spent these type of amounts of money with people and nothing's changed in their lives, nothing's happened in their lives, things are just the same. And that's just unfortunate, and I hate that that's the case, because you do have people who just prey on people who are vulnerable and want help. So I get it. There's so many different questions, and we're going to talk about that later in this video. I want to try and at least keep it short this time, but looks like these videos are going to be long, because there's just so much to talk about. But that's just a little breakdown of what it would be like if you were getting a cord cutting with me, because it's not going to be your simple little what you see on TikTok, or what you see people pushing. I think there's an importance in doing this with your client. You know what I mean? Doing your clients working behind the scenes, that's cool too. But I like to be one on one, and the way I do things is just different because I'm old. I'm an old, very, very old soul, and I can't do it any other way. I don't like cutting corners. I don't like rushing through things. So it takes time and energy, and that's the pricing, and we're going to keep moving forward. So I want to talk about ethical pricing and what that looks like. For me, I ask myself, if I were to come to me right now, like say I was another person and another me was to come to me, and how much would I pay me? How much would I pay me for my services? That's how I do my pricing. If you guys have noticed over time, especially if you guys are from the House of Adjessi, or if you guys have been on Elite Tarot, you see that my prices they go up and down all the time. And that's because there's this struggle that's there within me of how much do I charge? I know my worth. I know who I am. I know the knowledge that I hold, but how do I make it like accessible? How do I make it accessible without underselling myself? It's a very difficult place to be in. So if you guys have noticed, my prices will bounce up and down. Um, I'll be honest and say that my prices bounce up and down because sometimes I feel like, okay, well, maybe no one's coming to me because my prices are too high. Or maybe no one's coming to me because my prices are too low. It's like this relationship with like pricing myself and pricing my gifts and talents that's really, really weird. And then like also when I hear you guys talking to me, like if you guys are getting readings from me and I have this insight on your monetary like situations, I because of the attachment that I get to you guys and just feeling your guys' energy, I try to make sure that you guys can access what I have to offer. So oftentimes, like, if a lot of people are like, getting readings about their finances, I'll like push my prices lower just so that I can help you guys in the process. So, a lot of the times y'all will see my prices like go up and down. The times that it goes up, that's because like there's a lot of energy going on, especially like around new moons and full moons. For me, I'm very much so sensitive, or there's something like a big shift happening in the world. I'm very sensitive to it, so it's like I really cannot push my prices any lower because I'm already overextending myself doing energetic world, basically doing energetic work across like the world and different dimensions and stuff like that. So that's when you guys will see my prices go high. And then also there's this it becomes difficult because you'll see these influencers, and like I said, we're gonna get real here. I'll see these influencers who they've never spoken of spirituality, and not to say that they weren't spiritualists before it, but you know as a practitioner you can tell, like, it's not judgment, it's just a reality. You can see who's just faking it till they make it, or who's just really really new to this, but they have the following to back them so they can get to where they're going. And that was a reality for me of like comparing myself or like judging myself based off of like social media. um because I would just see like baby, I can tell that you've probably never touched a tarot deck before this pandemic hit, and now you are pushing it that you're this master reader, and it's just like, mm, I see you and I see the potential, but that's not it. But you have the backing, you have the followers. Of course, they're going to listen. And that's another human experience thing, right? Not knowing discernment. A lot of the times it becomes difficult for practitioners because a lot of people don't know how to use their discernment, and they're going to flock to what's popping, if that makes sense. So for me, anyway, to get back to ethical pricing, I price things based on what I would pay myself for a service. So I've been in the positions of wanting help, seeking help, but not having the money for it. And what did I do? I simply saved up for it. If I really want to heal, I really want to do something, I'm going to save up for it. Um, for example, there was a class I wanted to take, and I went live and I worked my ass off. I was working for hours to make sure that I could pay for that. And That's just what it is. I feel like ethical pricing, um, the basis of it is how much would you pay for your services, like, and being honest with yourself and being honest of where you are. How much work have you done? How much time have you dedicated to this craft? How much learning have you done? How many times have you died to yourself? How much have you put into this work? How much have you put into your purpose? And that's how I base my prices. That's the long story short. Um, yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say about that. Oh, these videos are like really real. Like, as you guys can see, like, I'm starting to sweat because I'm burning off energy right now too, just talking about it. It's very difficult. And like, I would love to hear your guys' experiences. Comment down below working, you know what I mean, working with other practitioners and like paying the price. Did it work out for you? Did it not? Did you feel like it was a fair price based off of the service or not? Comment down below and let me know your experiences. And again, just to jump back a little bit to talking about, the trust that comes with this type of work. Um, I've been scammed before, okay, and that's a story time, and that's my next video. That was actually supposed to be the next video before this one. I've been scammed before, okay, and and when I say I was scammed. All right, and I remember like being in a position of not having any money at that time, and like quite literally the last dollars I had in my possession, paying all of that money for nothing. For absolutely nothing, you guys. I'll let you guys a little bit into that story time. The only thing I received from that practitioner was a fake picture from Google of them doing my work. And I received two vials, or like, is that what you would call it? But it looked like test tubes, like two test tubes of plain sea salt. Plain sea salt. That's all I got. And I paid a lot of money to just get some sea salt. I could have gone to the Dollar Tree and bought that myself. So when I price my stuff, when I put my stuff out there, just know that I'm not here for that, because I've been a victim of that. And I would never do that to anyone else, because I know what it's like to be in that vulnerable position where you really, really need help and you're seeking that help and someone plays you like that. And not only that, plays around with your money like that. I don't want that karma. I know what's coming for that individual and I don't want it. Okay, so moving along, what I'm going to be doing, like I told you guys, I do not want to show my clients' products and their workings. I've been recording this video since about 10:20, 10:30. It's 11:15 right now. And I'm going to go eat, take a shower, and get ready to dive into it. What I'm going to do is I will attach some photos to this video to show you guys from the time that I started to the time that I finished and how much time it took to make these two packages, these two ceremony kits. Because I don't like to call it, it's a ceremony. It's not a ritual, it's a ceremony. It's a healing ceremony. And I'm going to share that with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this brought some insight into what I do as a practitioner and when it comes to pricing. And let me know what you guys thought of this video in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share this video with someone who may need it. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Adjessi Majesty. That's ADJESSIMAJESTY. And also check out my website, www.adjessimajesty.com. Can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Send y'all so much love, light, and healing. May your light shine bright and you take flight in your highest and greatest goodness.